Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about, I don't know, Fast and Furious movies. I'm one of your co-hosts, Trent. I'm here with my wife, Betsy.
Hello!
And today we are going to be talking about the third in a series of lovely films dedicated to the Fast and Furious franchise. Today we are talking about The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Now, Betsy, we stated last time that as of Too Fast, Too Furious, which was the second one.
If you couldn't tell.
If you couldn't get that through your brain, that was the second one. You said that was the extent of your knowledge.
Yes, we are now entering uncharted territory. Moving forward, I got nothing. I have no idea what I'm about to experience.
Have bits and pieces and just little things that you've heard through the grapevine. You mentioned one of them already, Zachary Ty Bryan.
Right, I know he is in it.
The oldest kid from the Home Improvement television program from the 90s.
Like, the one other thing people might know him from would be this movie.
Yeah.
I know the lead is Josh Lucas.
Yep.
So not a huge name, but a big enough name that I know who he is.
He became more famous in his later years. He was on some CBS show, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how you talk about him like he's 700 years old and dead already.
Yeah, he's our age.
He was famous in his later years.
In his later years, at the end of his career, much like the end of our lives at 36 or however the hell old I am.
But yeah, other than that, I assume this movie takes place in Tokyo.
Wow.
If I was a betting woman,
wow,
I would say
I don't know, Betsy.
We're gonna go overseas.
I don't know if you want to throw that out there that hard this early.
I do. I'm gonna throw it out there.
All right. So yes, Tokyo Drift. What else might it have something to do with, Betsy?
Could it be drifting?
What is drifting?
It's a thing you do with your car.
Okay. Could you elaborate?
So it's that thing where you're like braking and turning and you're kind of sliding and shifting your car all at the same time. I don't exactly know.
That's about as good of an explanation as we're ever going to get. I don't know how to explain
the mechanics. I just know you sort of hit your brakes and turn the wheel and...
It's an art form for sure.
You spin your car.
Yeah, it takes a lot of skill. You use your e-brake. You kind of kick the back, your back tires out.
Mm-hmm. It's to keep the momentum so you're not turning so slowly.
Yeah, you're actually turning your wheel the opposite way in which you think that you should be turning it. Mm-hmm. It's all the momentum of the back of your wheels, I think. And there are different things that you can do to your car to make it better at drifting. Now, I've said it before, I don't know shit about cars.
Right.
I don't care about cars, especially cars that are depicted in this movie. I just don't care. So they might as well be talking about magic at this point.
Very well.
Yeah. So they may as well be talking about magic at this point. I don't really care. I just like watching the Vroom Vroom.
The Vroom Vroom. Yeah, I have to assume being in Tokyo, this is going to be full of little Japanese cars, little Korean cars, stuff that is very, very popular over there that is hard to come by in America.
Okay, yeah. Do you know anything about the plot?
Oh, hell no! White boys in Japan.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, white boy. In this case, it is white boy in Japan.
Well, Zachary Ty Bryan is also a white boy.
You'll find out. Anyway,
is there a twist? He's not actually.
Yes. There is a twist. There are two different settings here, but I won't get into that yet. So, going back to me, I have seen this movie. I know of a lot of different people that swear by this movie. They think it is high art. They're not being ironic in the least bit. Some of them are now related to me.
Okay.
Some of them are people I have found on the internet. Some people I know personally. There are people out there that swear by this movie.
Yes, we were
saying, fuck you if you think it's stupid. This is the greatest film ever.
we were speaking to some family this weekend about this podcast we were doing, and their
They
philosophy is that this is the best one.
Yeah, they rank this one the highest.
Yes. And they also suggest that the way to judge the Fast and Furious movies is the odd number ones are good and the even number ones are bad.
I have heard this.
So far, we've only seen the 2, and I would say that holds up. So we're going to see about number 3, how I feel about it, if I agree with this assessment.
Now, my own personal opinion. Again, I've only seen 1 through 5. I've seen 3, probably the third most amount of times. I've probably seen it maybe 3 or 4. I thought it was real bad the first time I saw it.
Okay.
In subsequent viewings, I have learned to appreciate this film.
So what you're telling me is you're going to make me watch this more than once.
We're going to watch it once, then we're going to watch it with the commentary, then we're going to watch it with like a riff tracks kind of a thing to get... Yeah, no.
I would like to say now, please, I would like a divorce.
That's recorded.
If we're gonna go down that road.
No, I don't think we'll be watching this ever again after this point. But I think I might do it the same way I would do the second one, where I will just throw it on and again, I like from my recollection here, I haven't seen this movie in years.
Right.
So this is going to be all new to me again. So, you know, I have mixed feelings for sure. I'm really curious to see what you think about it. Whether you fall on the, oh my god, this is the greatest bad movie I've ever seen, or if it's going to be hot trash like the last one.
Right. What I'm mostly interested in watching this series, are there any of these I'm actually going to like be invested in and want to watch again?
Yeah.
I actually at one point owned a copy of this movie.
I think you said were gifted a copy.
Yes, I was gifted a copy on DVD when I was in college, and I don't know if it was a serious gift or a white elephant gift, or if it was just I was the person who ended up with it. But it was in my possession, and I never watched it. And I don't know why, other than I have no real interest in this movie, because as I kind of said in the last couple, you don't have any of the main characters in this.
Yeah.
You know, and this is on the downward trajectory. Like, they put this movie out under the Fast and Furious label.
Yeah.
And no one cared.
And I liken this to, remember back in the 2000s when you made, like, direct-to-DVD sequels?
Like, Bring It On.
To, like, the American Pie series.
Yep.
Like, there was American Pie 1, which was a smash hit, so they made a sequel, American Pie 2. And then, between 2 and American Wedding,
Yep.
there was, like, 5 different movies created under that entire umbrella, and they were trash. I think the only person that they brought in on all those movies was, like, Eugene Levy.
I know he was in a few of them, yes.
Yeah.
Which doesn't even make any sense. He's not even, like, he's the guy's dad.
Yeah.
So why is he here,
right, and
apart
I think
from the gang?
They, like, brought in, like, oh, it's Stifler's cousin or whatever. Like, they try to have some kind of... I've actually seen 1 or 2 of these movies, if I must be honest. They're terrible, terrible movies. But, yeah, they bring Eugene Levy in to have some kind of connection. And, hey, Eugene Levy is a funny guy.
Right.
I enjoy him, and I think, you know, having some kind of connection to the original cast would be good if they executed on it. They didn't.
Right.
So that's the kind of vein I saw this movie through. Like, oh man, this is just going to be some trash. They're just going to slap the Fast and Furious label on it until they can get the franchise back on track.
Right. And that is one thing I do know about this. I won't know anything in the context of while we were watching this, but that they somehow make this part of the canon later.
Yeah.
They like tie it back in. So it is important that you see this one so that events in a later film make sense. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it is relevant.
Yeah.
But I do know there's some tie-ins with this movie later.
Yeah.
Which at the time when this movie came out, it was just probably like Too Fast and Furious. They sort of wrote a movie and then they slapped Fast and Furious on it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the Fast and the Furious, but we're just gonna make it one.
Right. Like, hey, we got this script here. How can we market it to an American audience?
Yep.
You know, and
Put
a
a
lot of
white guy
movies
in it.
and a lot of movies get made like that.
Yeah.
You know? But of course, hey, it was also early 2000s, mid 2000s. A lot of shit like that got made that, you know, cast white actors in very not white roles.
Yep.
So
we'll see.
I wouldn't necessarily call this one troubling in any kind of case, but it does play with a lot of like Japanese stereotypes, and it's a little lazy in parts. I'll just say that. But hey, we're gonna go and watch it here, and you can judge for yourself. So yeah, we're gonna go and watch The Fast and the Furious: Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Be right back. We're back. So Betsy.
Hi, Trent.
You want to go to Tokyo?
I mean, yes, but not because of this movie.
So what'd you think?
So once again, this feels like somebody wrote a movie and they were just looking to continue the franchise of Fast and the Furious, and they just slapped the name on it because up until the very, very end where they just conveniently tie it in a little bit, it has nothing to do with anything in the first two movies.
Yes.
Yeah, it very much felt like just a script that existed, and like you were talking about the American Pie, like we're just gonna slap it under this umbrella because why not?
It is a known quantity.
Yeah.
And it's something to get people in the theaters.
Right, exactly. And as far as the actual story itself, I do agree this one was better than the second one because at least this one was coherent. Like, the problem I had with the second one about the action sequences, they were stupid and pointless. These were back to one, they were practical effects. They were actually doing most of that.
There's no CG in this movie.
If there is, it's so subtle, or very little.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some, but it's very little compared to the last one.
Yeah.
So the effects were much better because the action sequences were real.
Yep.
They literally at the end of the movie said, these are people in a controlled course and you should not be trying this. These are dangerous stunts, implying this is very, very real.
Yeah.
And for the part of the world that they are portraying, there's tons of guys that do this. It is a cultural thing. They just go zipping down these mountains, drifting.
Yeah.
But the action sequences also had a point. Every single one had a point.
Yeah.
Even if they were stupid, like, let's race the high school jock.
Yeah.
But it had a point.
Hey, if there's any connection to the Fast and the Furious franchise, it's that first race with Zachary Bryan.
Yeah, no tie. He dropped
tie.
the tie. He's a grown-up now, playing a high schooler.
Right. Playing
No tie.
playing a high school bully.
The quarterback of the football team.
Right.
With the hot girlfriend and
Right.
the cool car.
Right. You know, a completely stereotypical dude like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's any connection, it is that whole sequence because, again, it is a fucking parody of the other movies.
Yep.
And that's how you set up, okay, Lucas Black playing a high schooler.
At 24 years old.
At 24, I don't buy it.
No, he looked
don't
so
buy it.
old in the context of the actual high school.
Right.
He looked like an old man.
Right. And I don't understand. Maybe it's going to your point about this just being a script and they just had to shove somebody in there.
Yeah.
Believable.
Yep.
Some fucking kid from Alabama, which that is an Alabama accent.
Oh, he is very southern, yes.
Oh, yes.
Or Texas or somewhere.
That is an Alabama. And the only reason I know that is because while he's chatting with Neela, I think is her name.
Is that her name?
I think that's her name. When he's chatting with Neela, his screen name is Bama Boy.
Oh, I see. It's almost as if, Lucas Black isn't a very good actor, and he literally couldn't do any other voice than his own.
Right. Which, the more natural, the better.
Okay, so here's a little nugget about Lucas Black. The thing that I didn't know he was in a movie when he was roughly 13 years old. And I didn't know this was him until many years later. He is in the beginning of the 1998 film, The X-Files Fight the Future. He is 13 years old, and he sounds exactly the same. He's like, there's bones all over the place, man. It's so terrible. But every time I hear that voice, he was fully formed at 13.
In 1998.
And it's the same kid on that screen in this movie.
Yeah.
He's so Alabama, it hurts.
Yeah. And just to go back to him, I had this thought before we even started this. Like, Lucas Black as an actor isn't bad, but he
has his moments.
He's just kind of an empty shell.
A little bit.
Where you as the viewer get thrown in as this fish out of water. Hey, I don't know the language, I don't know the culture, but damn it, I like my muscle cars.
So, okay, that was one thing I definitely had a problem with. Just how he just sort of rolled with it.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, I'm going to back up a second. So he gets into trouble at home all the time.
Uh-huh.
So the only solution is he has to go live with his dad, because it's either that or prison. And his dad, who always wears a Navy shirt, that is his entire
just to
character.
Show you,
He's
just
there
to
because
show
Navy.
He's in Navy.
He is in Navy. He's literally just wearing the same shirt or a similar variation that says Navy. They don't give any context to why he is there. He's a terrible father, and they give you like a little bit of that. Like, he doesn't know what day it is, and he's with some woman, and he doesn't pick his son up, and he's confused about the time because he's such a bad dad. But this is the better choice to move him to Tokyo, and he just goes with it.
Yeah.
He gets himself to this dinky little apartment in a side street in Tokyo, and he knows exactly where he's supposed to be and doesn't question it. Do you know how vastly different Tokyo is from basically any place else on the planet Earth?
Uh-huh.
And he just gets there.
Yeah.
No problem. In 2006, before
No GPS, no smartphones.
GPS, no smartphones. The big, technology thing, or
but Betsy,
clunky
he
laptops.
probably just printed out, like he was taking out his printouts when he went to school. He probably just used his printouts from MapQuest,
He
like we
MapQuested.
would have.
He MapQuested the directions
Yeah.
to his dad's house. His dad, who doesn't really know, and apparently abandoned him. This is the choice. It was
I don't want to read into what the history was between his dad and his mother, because his mother seems like this white trash hillbilly woman.
Also, her wig's terrible.
Yes.
It's terrible.
His dad was in the military. Oh, he was in the Navy.
In Navy.
I don't know if you knew that.
He was in Navy,
He was in
Trent.
Navy. Probably.
Wait, how did you know he was in the Navy?
Hey, it just came over me. But he likely, people who are in the military, they move around a lot. They are away from their family a lot, and there probably wasn't a lot of fidelity there.
I suppose.
He
makes a comment like, I just don't want you to make the same mistakes as me, son.
Right. And it's kind of lazy.
The whole plot is lazy as far as that's concerned.
It's lazy exposition.
Yes.
To really introduce this character as a nothing person.
Yeah.
He's just a conduit to get Sean there.
Right.
And have a place for him to be. Okay, well, we need to get him to Tokyo, so how do we get him to Tokyo? Well, his dad lives there. How does his dad live there? Well, he was probably in the military. What branch of the military? Navy. Okay. How do we tell the audience he was in the Navy? Oh, I got this shirt.
I found this sweatshirt at the Goodwill.
It's just working backwards to justify the character having to go to Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, because it could have been literally any city. He could have gone to Seattle. He could have gone to, Newark, New Jersey.
They don't have drifting in Newark, I checked.
But that's it. could. Like, it could have been anywhere. And they said, his dad lives in Tokyo because Tokyo.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's a lazy choice.
Yeah.
But, you know, once it's there, you can kind of just, like, roll with it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, again, he's, like, in this high school, and he doesn't know the language, and he doesn't have to take classes, and he conveniently finds the 3 other kids who are also not from Japan, who all speak English, and they become his crew.
And actually, they find him.
Fair.
They find Sean, because I'm sure kids like that seek out other people who are in the same boat as them.
Right.
Because, hey, I'm sure they get lonely and starve for cultures that are similar to their own.
Right. Like Bow Wow. Army Brat Bow Wow.
Army Brat Bow Wow.
No Lil. He's not Lil Bow Wow anymore.
He is a man.
He's a man.
With a Hulk car.
With a Hulk car. Why? Why does he drive a Hulk car?
And he's very proud of it. He loves that car.
He's like cheesing out so hard over that stupid car. What was that car? It's like a freaking cube.
I don't know.
Was it a cube? That was about that time.
No, the cube came much later.
Yeah, Bow Wow.
It's the Hulk car was just way too much. I get that it's a character thing, and he's kind of weird, and you know he wants to maybe try to get in with whatever the culture is over there. I don't know what kind of connection there is between Tokyo and the Hulk or any kind of Marvel property.
Right.
But that was a choice.
Yeah. No, and it doesn't go anywhere.
No.
Like, he gets to drive his Hulk car to the race. Bow Wow doesn't race. We never see him behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Nope.
He just cheeses out over this dorky car. Frankly, let's be honest. Bow Wow was probably too young to drive when he made this movie. If I look this up, I bet he was too young.
Now, the only other reference to the Hulk was that when they were all sitting outside, and what's-his-face...
Han?
No, Han was sitting in a chair. I think Han or somebody else in the crew was reading a Hulk comic book.
Yes.
Just sitting there. It wasn't Bow Wow.
No, it was Han.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like a throwaway reference. I don't get it.
I have no idea, and this is well before the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it's not like there's no connection there.
I mean, this was within a few years, or actually, this
came
would
out
have been
in 06.
after. This would have probably been after the first one with Eric Bana.
Yeah. But I wouldn't call that in that universe.
No.
It wasn't a cultural phenomenon like after Iron Man was.
Right.
Because that came out in 08. This came out in 06.
Yes.
So I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's just like a weird throwaway reference. Yeah. And then he just spends the rest of his time hawking crap, which doesn't make any sense. Why is he selling iPods and laptops and steering wheels and shoes in school? It's Japan. Yeah. Do you know how much shit they could get in Japan?
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. And we were talking at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They're all filming the race on their cell phones. And I was going off about, that's not possible in 2006. And then you pointed out they're in Japan. Oh, yeah, no, that actually makes more sense.
Before, like, the iPhone came out in the U.S., like, our phones here were crap.
Yep.
Like, Japan had such better technology, and they worked with much, much less. They didn't have fancy touch screens. They had flip phones.
Yep.
But the flip phones, they had a much better software than hardware. Mm-hmm. It took the iPhone and subsequent phones to really come out with really, really good hardware. So, I mean, they were. I think what they were actually showing there was they were streaming it to their phones through, like, cameras set up along the track. And what the hell is streaming technology in 2006? Like, I couldn't watch YouTube on my phone. I couldn't watch a streaming thing on my cell phone in the US. Hell no. But in Japan, they were well ahead of us software-wise. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it wasn't long after this that the iPhone came out. And part of the issue here was that our network was shit.
Yeah.
Like, we had...
the infrastructure.
Like, when the iPhone came out, what is it even 3G? It was 2G, which was just god-awful. You could barely even load a web page with 2G.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, Japan being a lot more technologically advanced was the explanation for that.
Right, so why do you need Bow Wow to sell you an iPod?
Right. So going back to the I guess the start of it, me having watched this a couple of times before, I paid a lot less attention to the plot this time because I knew what was going to happen.
Correct.
I was able to pick out just a couple of things, like when Sean is arriving to Japan, he's in the airport, and like they're showing a little bit of background flavor as to what's going on in Japan at the time. There is MC Hammer on an ad for some kind of product that he's hawking in Japan.
I suppose that does happen.
Yeah. So Japan will, like, this is kind of a famous joke where Japan will take famous American actors and entertainers, bring them over and do ads for their product, even though they are completely out of the lexicon in the U.S. Hey, their name is still worth something over in Japan because people know them.
Yeah, what's the line from Lost in Translation?
Yeah.
For something times Bill Murray's character, he has
Yeah.
like a line and he's hawking like weird Japanese whiskey.
Yeah.
Like he has no other reason to be there.
No.
In that
He's
movie.
a washed up actor in that movie.
Yep.
But people still know him. Tommy Lee Jones is that guy in real life.
Japan.
In real life, Tommy Lee Jones is everywhere in Japan.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's huge in Japan.
Yeah. He could probably do the rest of his career. Whatever he wanted to do, he could make the rest of his money in Japan doing ads, and that's it.
Fair enough. I didn't see so much product placement in this one.
No, definitely not. I mean, basically, you saw downtown Tokyo. You saw just ads that are in the world. Those are real signs and real things. But yeah, no product placement like you had on the last couple of movies.
The only one was Rockstar.
Which, yeah, that was
And that was
just
at the end.
Yeah, it was just a vinyl on one of the cars at the very end, and that was back before Rockstar was like a huge brand. Like they had one flavor maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get that.
Yeah, and for being the kind of movie that it is and being where it's set, the fact that there wasn't more product was kind of unusual.
This was a low budget movie.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, we already mentioned the fact that there's no CG,
Nope.
basically at all, which I think helps it quite a bit. Like, the practical, like, I mentioned it during, I think, one of the first races in Tokyo, them going up the curved parking ramp thing.
Yeah.
As I just screamed, that's all real. These are real drivers doing this with these cars.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that is most impressive about this entire movie, is that they got all these really, really talented drivers to do this.
Right.
And they did it cheap.
They literally mention it as a plot point. Like all of the teenage kids and the older drivers would go to these mountains and drift.
Yeah.
That is a thing. Are you familiar with the anime Initial D?
No.
I am seen some episodes. I'm not like super familiar, but it's basically a really, really well-known racing anime. And that is kind of my introduction to this whole world, where that's what he does in this anime. He's drifting and racing down these curvy roads of the mountain.
And racing in general is a part of their culture.
It's a
like
huge
think
thing.
about, I've not seen these movies, but like Akira is very much based around, you know, racing. I don't know if it's a motorcycle or it's cars or whatever, but I know there's racing a lot in there. And Speed Racer is also from back then as well.
Yeah.
I watched the cartoon when I was a kid. I haven't seen the Wachowskis version of Speed Racer. I actually understand that is a really good movie.
Really?
That it was like criminally underrated.
Well, we might have to explore it.
We might have to.
Because guess
do
what?
that.
We've never seen it.
Yeah, we haven't seen. Hey, never seen it, guys.
Yeah, and there's a reason like most of the best racing cars are like little Korean and Asian.
Not Korean, Betsy. Not Korean, Betsy.
Japanese
only.
Well, I was getting there.
Han actually says, it's like, I can't have you out there in a Hyundai.
Oh, is that? I thought he said a Honda.
No, Hyundai.
Oh.
Yeah, Hyundai is a South Korean brand, and they shit on the South Koreans quite a bit.
I assume an Evo would then be a Japanese car.
Yes, that's a Mitsubishi.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of an Evo.
Yep.
I'll give you this. This movie, and maybe as we get more into this, had the most cars that I, a non-car person, could actually identify. So like I couldn't pick out an Evo, but I've heard of an Evo.
Well, and in Fast 2, Too Fast, Too Furious, the blue car that Brian drives, that's an Evo.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've heard of that car. I recognize the car that DK drives. That's the Nissan 350Z, which again was probably pretty new for the time this movie came out.
Yep.
And then, of course, the car his dad has all beat up in the garage, an old Mustang. So it's just like, let's marry two worlds. We'll take the engine of these fun little Japanese cars and we'll put it inside the American muscle car and it'll be the perfect vehicle.
Marry the two worlds together.
That's right.
That's kind of the entire movie.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about the plot.
The plot.
Kid gets in trouble at home.
Yes.
He gets kicked out.
Goes to live with dad.
He's either going to go to juvie or jail, depending on how he gets tried.
Yep.
After this race where these two kids race through a development where a bunch of houses are getting built, brand new houses getting built.
And they film it.
And of course it gets filmed. What's the joke in The Simpsons about, man, filming this crime spree was the best idea we ever had. But yeah, so he gets in trouble. They say you gotta go live with your dad, otherwise you're gonna go into jail or something.
Those are your choices.
Yeah, so he goes to live with his dad. His dad says, we're gonna have rules. You're gonna have rules under this roof. And I don't know, like Sean just like, rules? What do you mean we're gonna have rules? Well, you're a kid. You're in high school. Of course you're gonna have rules. Which I think that's the thing that took me out of this completely. Number one, he doesn't look like a high schooler. Number two, he doesn't act like a high schooler.
No.
At no time did I believe that, oh yeah, this kid is a kid.
Right. I would have liked it a lot more if he just had to like hightail it out of town and ended up in Japan for reasons. Like, even more abstract than this.
Sure.
I would rather he just be a fish out of water, an outsider in Japan.
And if they maybe explain, oh yeah, he actually got held back 4 years. Because they kept moving around a lot and he wasn't able to get his education.
He's such a troubled young man.
At that point, a school wouldn't even take him in. Go get your GED, you stupid shit.
Clearly, you have no respect for authority or school.
No.
Just move on with your life.
They wouldn't let him in school.
Oh, yeah. Well, and he goes to school. He clearly does not care. Like, he is... Like I mentioned, he doesn't speak the language. How can he go to this school and manage anything?
Yeah.
Japanese is not an easy language to learn.
No.
Especially for some podunk stupid kid from Alabama who moves all the time and clearly doesn't care about school.
Yeah.
He cares about cars.
Yeah.
Like, there's the scene in the beginning where he like in the opening shot, there's some kid being bullied, and he sees it, and he does nothing, and he walks away. What the hell was the point of that? Like, he's a little shit. Yeah. He won't do anything to help his fellow man.
I don't know. Like I come back to, he's just an empty shell for the audience to be in, and yeah.
He is here for plot.
Yeah.
White boy.
So that all being said, he goes to school and he meets up with Bow Wow, and he introduces him to the racing scene of Tokyo.
Yes.
So, he meets, he goes out, I guess the same night that he goes to his first day of school.
Yes.
And Bow Wow brings him out. I'm going to just keep calling him Bow Wow because I don't want to call him Twink.
Twinkie. His name is Twinkie. Why is his name Twinkie?
I don't know. They never explain. See, this movie could have been like a half hour longer if they just stopped to explain
why people were called
anything.
Fact.
But okay, so he gets there. He gets introduced to Neela and DK and Han. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a second. From the people I know who love these movies, they love Han. Han is their favorite character of anybody.
Out of this movie?
Out of every character in all of Fast and Furious.
Okay.
He's not much of a character in this movie.
Right.
And like his signature was, hey, he's always eating. He's got these like little like they're probably like shrimp crisps or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just constantly eating. That's just a choice he made as an actor, I think.
Yep.
So yeah,
he's
that's just
Brad
his thing.
Pitt.
Yeah, he's the Brad Pitt of
movie.
Japan. If you haven't noticed that, Brad Pitt eats in almost every single movie that he's in.
Okay, we haven't watched Ocean's 11 yet. You've not seen this.
I haven't seen any Ocean's movie at all.
When we watch it, he eats almost the entire movie. Every time you see that man on screen, he has food in his hand.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. Like, he's eating like an ice cream sundae out of a glass dish at one point. It's so dumb. But yes, Han is eating a lot in this movie. I did pick up on that.
Yes.
Han is like the wise old man.
Yeah.
He's like imparting his wisdom to this young whippersnapper. Like, I have selected you, young Padawan, and I will teach you my ways.
I want to see what you and like in the middle of the movie, he's telling Sean, it's like, you know, I don't race unless it's important, so I'm just gonna let you race. Okay, well, you knew I was gonna crash in that first race. Why did you let me do it? Because, you know, that's a lot of money. He says, I don't need money.
Yep.
I got money. Okay. Well, what are you about? He's such a mystery person.
He's the Obi-Wan of this movie.
Yeah, and, you know, it's revealed that...
Star Wars reference!
Yes, thank you, Betsy. You had to do it. You had to do it. It's revealed at the end that he has a history with Dom.
Wait a second!
What?
Dom? You mean from the first
Dominic
movie?
Toretto? Yeah, so he has a history with Dom, which is to say, hey, remember when we talked about the fact that this movie is... The timeline of this movie does not fit with anything else in the series? There's your first clue.
Right. He has a past with him, which implies that if we're going to see it, any later movie is previous.
Correct.
So wait a second, are you telling me these sequels are actually prequels?
I guess you're just going to have to wait and find out.
I guess I will, Trent. I guess I will.
So, Han tells him that I don't ever race unless it's important, and then he finally does. He gets behind a car, and we see what happens there. He ends up actually dying in this movie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
He dies in a fiery, horrible death.
Yeah.
It's messed up.
So...
There's a lot of crashes in this movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Because Sean's a terrible driver at the beginning of this.
Uh-huh.
He's just a cocky son of a bitch.
Well, he's not a bad driver, but he just doesn't know how to drive the way they drive.
Well, and even at home, he is kind of a bad driver. He's just too cocky for his own good.
He's reckless.
He is a reckless driver.
Yeah, he's a very confident driver.
Right.
And he tries his damnedest. He tries his damnedest to make it all the way through, and he finishes every race that he does.
However he does it, he does finish.
Yeah.
But yes, Han puts this guy behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And he puts his trust and his wisdom and, drops the knowledge.
We also have no idea, because Han doesn't go to school.
Han is older.
Yeah, Han is very much older, but he's played off as like one of the kids.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But he's also like the DK's partner.
Yeah.
So like when he's introduced,
Business
he's hanging
partner.
out with DK.
Yeah.
And he just sort of rolls with things. He's a very calm person.
Uh-huh.
He's just like...
He's just cool.
He's just cool.
Han is cool.
Eating his snacks. And the only time he's not cool is when he races or drives off in his car. Not even a race. He's just trying to get away.
Yep.
And he crashes his car. And he dies.
Which I'm going to point something out. You don't see who hits Han. It was not DK.
It's just a person.
After DK sees what happens to Han, he drives away and his car is fine.
Yeah.
It was not DK who hit Han.
No, but there's traffic, so...
There is traffic, yes. You don't see who hits Han.
No.
So.
It's just guys frantically trying to get away, and they're all hitting other cars. There are other people driving on those streets.
Totally.
And then, of course, they miraculously clear traffic to drift through the busiest intersection in all of Tokyo.
It was a cool shot.
Beep, beep.
For nothing,
get out of my way!
For nothing else, it was a cool shot.
That was CG, my darling. That shot was CG.
I know this. I know this. They wouldn't have all those extras there and put them in danger. I get that. But still, it looked cool.
But yeah, that is one of those. If you know anything about that particular intersection that they show like 15 times in the movie, that is the busiest intersection.
How many more references to Lost in Translation can we make? Because that movie is basically a love letter to Japan from Americans.
Yep.
Yeah, because they just go to all the different places, they do all the stereotypical things, and if you haven't seen it, Lost in Translation, it's pretty good.
It's a good movie.
It's Scarlett Johansson's first kind of starring role?
Sort of.
Semi.
Early days of her starring in things. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Giovanni Ribisi.
He's still a threat.
He was still a threat, even in Japan.
Yes. So that is one thing that I kind of wish they had done more of in this movie, is they really barely scratched the surface of some of like the crazy cultural things in Tokyo. Like, Tokyo is wild. That is a wild city. Like, they kind of keep going into these like stores in different places, through to get to the place in the back.
When Han and Sean were like walking
Han
through
and Sean.
I want to see that movie. Not fuck Hobbs and Shaw. I want to see Han and Sean. But yeah, they're walking through these different clubs. They go from one club to the next, to the next, to the next, through just different doors.
Yep.
And just by nature of all the buildings built so close together, you can do that.
Yeah. And like they're in, what is it, like an arcade kind of a thing? Or a casino? They're all playing on these little machines.
Yeah, they're playing pachinko machines.
Okay,
and gambling. There are some table games, but it's mostly pachinko parlors.
I've heard of pachinko, but I have no idea what it is.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
There's all different kinds of pachinko.
Yeah,
it's not just one thing. It's kind of like some of them are electronic, but most of them are like mechanical.
Right. So, near the beginning of the movie, when Han like picks him up at his school and he's like get in the car, we're gonna go and pick up my money, he takes him to the place that DK is, and they're playing tiles of some kind. Did you notice the table that they were using?
No.
I have seen this. This is really cool. So there's a mechanism in the middle of this table. And again, because it's Japan and they're so advanced technology-wise.
Oh, is it the ones where you push all the tiles
in the middle?
And
then
it
goes down,
all?
sorts it, and then comes up and with
and
a dealt hand.
Yeah, it's a fresh deck.
And they didn't really show it in action, but they show them shoving all the tiles in. And I was I've seen this table.
Yeah, I have seen tables like that. Not in real life, of course.
No.
But I know they exist.
Yeah, that's cool. But there's just little nods to the technology and a little bit of the culture, but other than like all the kids in uniforms going to high school and the pachinko parlor and maybe like the food they go to get,
the trains,
all
the people getting shoved in the trains,
literally packed in.
Yes.
But yeah, they don't really touch on like the just.
Well, when Neela and Sean go on their date, they go to some sushi place, and it's like, oh man, this is good. I don't even have to put any ketchup on it.
He's such a walking cliche.
He's such a rube.
Of a dumb American.
He's such a rube.
He's a dumb American.
Yeah.
And he knows he's a dumb American. Yeah. But he doesn't try to not be.
But of course, he reveals that he actually did learn something when he goes to the Yakuza boss, and to give him Han's money,
a bag of cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like speaks 2 lines of Japanese. It's like, wow, I'm glad.
Then I feel like the Yakuza guy It's like, okay, you're done with faking how much Japanese you know. I'm just gonna speak in English. But in reality, what I think is Lucas Black couldn't be bothered to learn anymore, and they just okay, Lucas, okay, we let you do your 2 lines. You can't do the rest. Let's just do the rest of it in English. Please, for God's sakes, just do it in English.
Well, and it probably isn't even that. Think about the intended audience of this film.
Of course.
These are probably not people who go out of their way to watch a lot of Japanese cinema.
Yeah.
So we don't need the white kid from Alabama attempting Japanese.
You also notice that these subtitles were in very big text.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And not very prevalent.
No.
It didn't happen very often.
No,
They
not
spent
really.
more of the movie either just speaking Japanese and not translating it, or speaking in English.
Which, in most movies like this, that's a choice they make because, hey, most people who are going to be watching this movie, they don't speak Japanese, it's stranger in a strange land, all those cliches.
Right. It's chock-a-block full of cliches. And of course, this movie, I noticed near the end, has a score. This movie had more score than the 2 other movies.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there and I hadn't observed it. You know, it's mostly rap music and techno music in the last 2. In this one, we were blessed with the gift that is Ba Wata Ba.
From Kid Rock.
From Kid Rock. So, I mean, I don't know what you want to call that, but it is a different choice.
That first race is just hearkening back to the other Fast and Furious movies. Like, that's the kind of shit that they would be playing for a movie like that, for a scene like that. They're going to play Ba Wata Ba, but then you get to Japan, it's basically all Japanese music.
Yes.
There's no other, like, American music that I could tell. There's no Bow Wow.
No.
There's no Bow Wow.
No, but the music that you're hearing is rap and techno.
Sure.
It's just Japanese rap and techno.
Right.
But in the final scene where he's racing DK, which of course I called that. I'm sitting here watching the beginning of the movie and he races DK and loses. I was like, he's going to race him again and win. That's how these movies are.
Of course.
And so he's racing.
It's basically Rocky, honey.
Right.
It's basically Rocky.
So he's racing down this mountain and I'm not going to lie, that was making me uneasy.
Yeah.
Like, for kind of not a great movie, that was the best scene in it because it was executed really well. Like, they're on this windy road.
In the dark.
In the dark. I do not like that shit. And the music was the first time I actually noticed a score. Yeah. It was strings and drums and, it was...
It got you in.
Music investing me in that scene. Which I can't say that I remember any moment of that in the other 2 movies because it's a bunch of like cheap techno and rap that I don't care about, and it adds color, but it doesn't actually make you feel invested. Mm-hmm. But I actually appreciated that because these movies are so otherwise full of just whatever music they have lying around.
It's licensed music.
Yeah.
For the most part in all the other movies. But yeah, it did give it a little bit more gravitas towards the end.
Yeah.
To really get you invested.
Yeah, you could have just easily played another techno song during that sequence, and it would not have hit the same.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
So this movie is the first one directed by Justin Lin. Mm-hmm. And Justin Lin has now since directed like 4 of these movies.
He's basically the go-to guy for all of the movies going forward.
He's their guy.
Yeah.
For the Fast and Furious franchise. He's their guy. So for this franchise, he's basically the dude they call up. He hasn't done all of them. Yeah. He's kind of sporadic. I was just looking at it. He did so Fast and Furious is the 4th one.
Yes.
So he did the 4th one, the 6th one, the 9th one, and he is rumored to be talking about doing a 10th one.
10th and final?
I don't know.
I think they said whatever the next one is going to be the last one.
Okay. Yeah. So he is rumored to do it. But my guess is he will end up doing it if they make one more.
Sure. Just
because he's now become part of the core group.
Yeah.
Even though he's never on screen, he is the director. But sometimes there's series like this where that happens, where it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're like, we don't want to do these movies if we don't have our director.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. They don't want to make Fast and Furious movies if they don't have Justin Lin, which is saying something considering he started with Tokyo Drift. So I will be very curious, especially since he did this one and the next one, how we tie it all together. Because I'm sure, while he may not have written it, he probably helped pull the strings together.
He's probably guiding the entire process.
Yeah.
Because, hey, you know what? This was basically given to him after Too Fast, Too Furious was kind of a bomb.
Yep.
They were going to make another one and say, okay, you're taking the reins from here.
Yep.
And, I mean, he was the one, I assume, that put Dom at the very end. Mm-hmm. He's the one who decided, actually, this one is way in the future from Too Fast, Too Furious and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And of course, you know, Vin Diesel being in the end of this movie, weirdly, for all the years that have gone by, I don't know if I actually knew that was coming.
Really?
I don't know if I had actually heard that he shows up at the end of this movie.
Okay, and I did say in either the first episode or the second episode that there is one character in the third movie.
Oh, I
don't know if you remember me saying that, but no. I did say it.
No, and if I was aware of it, I have since forgotten it because I was like, of course it's Vin Diesel. Because who else would it be? When they were like, there's a dude here who wants to race you, and then they become very insistent on putting him on screen. Yeah. It's just like, well, clearly this is somebody relevant. It's just a matter of
it's the end of the movie. We gotta end on a high note here.
Right. And so we have nothing to do with the Fast and the Furious or Too Fast, Too Furious until the last shot of this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know Han liked American muscle cars. He did when he rolled with me. And like he refers to him as family. This is the same thing. I told you, Han was family. They are all about family.
It started here.
Yeah. This is kind of the wink to it. And then the fourth one is where they bring it all back.
Yeah. Which we're going to get to next time. So it's been a while since we've done any kind of like emails. We actually only got one, and there wasn't much to it. So we'll just quickly read it from our super fan, Stephanie.
Wait, Stephanie sent us an email?
She did. She did. This is basically going over, I think, just the first movie she's talking about here. She said, I have nothing to add to the Fast and the Furious conversation. Thank you. Goodbye. No, I watched the first one in high school, which, of course, that's when you watched this movie.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure I made out with my boyfriend throughout and have pretty much no recollection of the plot. Smiley face. Yeah, we can probably relate to some of that to an extent, but yeah.
There's not a lot to these movies. I think if they're anything, they're a little bit predictable so far.
It's a roller coaster ride.
It's an action movie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, I, once again, was watching this entire movie, and I kept having to ask you what people's names were, because I just don't care.
Yeah. I had a really... So going back to the first time I watched this movie, I had a really hard time keeping track of that as well.
Yep.
So... You know, I think I had to go back and look up who these people were and what their motivations were and why the hell are they doing this? Mm-hmm. Like Neela, like what the hell is it? What's her deal? Okay, so one final thing about this movie I wrote down. When Sean and Neela meet, he realizes that, oh yeah, she's not actually from here originally, clearly, because she has an Australian accent.
Yes.
There's a quote while they're talking. She says, he asks her, you know, where are you from? Clearly you're not from here, so where are you from? She says, doesn't really matter where I'm from, which is just the laziest plot point you could possibly throw in there to avoid having to explain her origin, at least until later in the movie.
Right.
come on.
Yeah.
Does it really matter where I'm from?
And that's his whole gang. Like, even Han. Han is like an American dude.
Yeah.
Why is he in Japan? We don't need to know that. That's silly. Don't ask questions. Enjoy the fast cars drifting around this
Enjoy
movie.
the vroom vroom.
Enjoy the vroom vroom. But yeah.
That should be the tagline of this entire series.
There you go. It's kind of that way with the entire group. It's a bunch of outsiders in Japan. Like, there's not really anybody who is Japanese, born and raised in Japan, living in Japan, never been anywhere.
Yeah, that is a part of the core group.
Yeah,
except for DK.
Well, there's a couple of like mechanic kids.
Yeah.
But they're sort of irrelevant.
They're not characters. Yeah,
no.
they're just background.
They're just more filler to this gang. So I kind of wish they had maybe brought in some more people to be core characters. If you're going to make a movie called Tokyo Drift, and it's set in Tokyo, which I would be fascinated to know if and how much of this was actually filmed in Tokyo, because let's be honest, if watching this movie, you could film this in Southern California where they have windy hills and windy roads. Apart from a core couple of scenes, like...
Yeah, I did read something that did say that the vast majority of it was filmed in Japan.
Right. Well, and that's good, because there have certainly been movies where they're like, yes, this is Japan, and then they don't actually film in Japan. They just use places that sort of look like Japan.
Yeah, and they green screen in, and they CG the Japanese on top of it.
Or like, how many times do they film a movie in, quote, New York, and they're filming in Vancouver because or Toronto.
Right.
People always film in Toronto and then call it another city. Yeah. This is Gotham City.
No, that's Chicago. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, that's Chicago.
Yeah. So we've seen 3 of them now.
Yes, we have.
People seem to swear by this movie.
Right.
Do you get that?
I think if you took it out of the Fast and Furious franchise altogether, like you just just call it Tokyo Drift. It has nothing to do with Fast and Furious.
Just a fish out of water story.
This is called Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest. I don't know if they're going to be better or worse or somewhere in between.
Yes, it will be one of those.
We've still got like 300 more of these to watch. So I don't know. I think... I don't know. I don't know why people would say that this is their favorite one, but I also can't compare it to the ones. I still would say the first one's better, but I have many to watch.
Yeah, there are many more to see. I maintain, of course, through the 5 I've seen, I think Fast 5 is the best movie. I've seen number 2 the most, and I've seen 1 and 3 the next amount of times, and I've only seen 4 once. So we're going to be on a very similar trajectory here going forward in this series. So me personally, I do not understand the fervor around this one. I understand that, it's more campy, and it's back to the roots. It's just about the cars and the racing. I get that. That's cool. And I think, the drifting in this movie is fantastic. It is incredible. And the skill needed to pull that off is unheard of.
You described the scene where she's driving as a ballet. Like, there's 6 or 7 cars just drifting in unison.
It's a beautiful dance, them going back around, like all in unison. There's like 5 or 6 cars, like you said. And it's cool to look at. But as a Fast and Furious nugget, I don't see how it fits in. I don't see how people just think that this is just the greatest movie at all. I would absolutely welcome our audience to tell us if this is your favorite one out of the 9. Tell us why. Put it into words. I really genuinely want to know, because I know people who have told me that this is their favorite one. They can never explain it to me. They just think this is the best one. Why? For the love of God, please tell me why. Because I don't see it.
Yeah, is it because it has nothing to do with anything else?
Yeah.
Or is it in spite of it? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. Give me some details.
Is it just because there's this podunk kid from nowhere goes over to Japan and it's the two worlds melding together and they have a race off and Domina's at the end? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
So we'll see.
Yes, please reach out to us and tell us why you think this is your best. We'll see where we fall. Because, hey, this is only the third one. We got a lot more to go. So, email us, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Tweet at us, neverseenit_pod. And, until next time, we'll...
where we get to watch Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Which is going to annoy the crap out of me.
The fourth one called Fast and Furious.
We just dropped the... And we're going to reboot it, but not a reboot.
Drop both thes.
Yeah, drop the thes.
We'll be back again later on this week with yet another episode with Fast and Furious. We'll see you then.
Bye.